Welcome, welcome back, boy. If you don't leave that damn iPad alone,
I'm trying to get the perfect angle right now because you're looking up at me a little bit because it's slightly tilted.
okay,
I wanted to get it like flat, like like the iPad. I mean, the MacBook. That's what I was trying to do.
okay, you do that, and then I'm gonna introduce you. So go ahead. Okay,
Okay.
y'all. I was trying to give this person such a nice introduction, but they have somehow, just like always, seemed to irritated me.
Hey.
This person is a brother from another mother. He is everything to me, and y'all know that I have been featuring Black Dads all this month. And what better way to close out this series than with my brother, Jeff Pierre? He is the star of Walker on the CW. They just got picked up for another season. His name is Trey. Y'all can also catch him in a whole bunch of other stuff. I ain't gonna name it because I was gonna say I was like, he in Drumline too. He in this. He in that. No, this is my brother.
We don't need to do all that.
I know. I know. I don't need to go down your credit. So you are currently in Canada right now, Toronto,
Canada,
Vancouver,
Canada. Oh well, Canada, which, but I mean,
Vancouver,
Calgary to be exact.
Calgary,
Calgary.
Calgary. Okay,
Yeah,
different part because
Calgary,
you
Alberta.
shot in Vancouver before when you were on Beyond, which was on
Yep,
Freeform.
yep.
And now you are in another part of Canada, and I'm so excited for you.
Thank you.
Um, Not excited that my summer is cut short with you, but that's neither here or there.
I
I've been
know,
hounding
I know.
Chantel to figure out how to get them here sooner than you, but it's fine. Y'all, welcome to the show. He is back for the second time. Jeffrey Pierre.
Yay! Hey, thank you for having me. Thank you. I know
Thank
it's
you
been
for finally responding.
hey, it's been tough. Your boy's been busy. All right, I just got settled like in my place and everything. I'm in Canada. I'm working, and it's been some long days, great days, but it's been hectic. I'm sorry.
Jeffrey, it's
What
not
what
because you're busy.
why you gotta pull out Jeffrey for? Why you gotta
Because
do?
you know I'm finna get you don't answer, respond, period. It takes you days on end, even in regular life.
That's
Off
not true.
season, you
That's
are
not true.
that is true. The,
That's not true.
the only person that responds right away is Ty.
Wait a minute. No, 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 no. I'm better than Ty when it comes to responding. There's no
You better than
way.
Ty. Ty out the gate, and I feel bad because I think now they're on vacation. I was trying to get him and our other brother Ty on because they my Hollywood daddies, right? So I wanted to talk about like them juggling their
But hold on.
hectic
I'm on here, right? Did Ty do it? He didn't do it yet,
because
though, right?
I should have recorded with y'all separately. It's okay. He'll have his own episode. I figured I'd give y'all your own episode. So here we are. Thank you for being here.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Thank you for sending me a text message 45 minutes ago. And I was telling me, oh yeah, I could do that now. Yeah.
Well, I did say today would be the day. I didn't know what
You
time.
did. You just and then I followed up. What time do you think? Crickets.
I'm gonna get better. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get better.
Please. Here's the crazy thing.
Ch-
You and
Chantel's worse
Chantel,
than me. Yeah, I was about to say Chantel.
I was about to get on both of y'all. Y'all have three children.
Yes.
Y'all phones are never charged.
No, 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 no,
One
no,
of
no,
y'all
no.
always
Mine
got
is
a
always
dead.
charged. Mine is always actually charged. That's her
Have you
thing.
gotten better since the third child touched down? Because you too be having, oh, my phone is about to die. Uh-uh.
You stay trying to FaceTime me at like I don't know 11 o'clock. By then, yes,
No,
my
I don't
phone
be
might be dead
FaceTiming you at 11
because
a.m.
I mean
11.
I've gone
So
through the whole day, huh?
correction. 11 a.m. sometimes, but then I do call you a little later to see your face because I know you on set all day. Listen,
Exactly. So by
that's
the
all.
end of the day, my phone might be dying. You know what I'm saying? Might be dead.
Listen, y'all need to put me as the emergency contact for them kids because my phone stay charged. Okay,
That's true. Ain't nobody get back quicker than you. You
listen,
respond ASAP. I'm not
they're
gonna
my
lie.
kids. They're my kids, and I love them so much. I do.
No doubt, man. They
So
love you too. They love you too, Auntie.
listen, send them here. Just send them here. Just Chantel, come
Oh,
on.
all three of them? You'll take all three of them.
Listen, Zay is in the process of being potty trained.
Yes, yes, yes.
Phoenix is potty trained because she's grown.
Yeah,
And
Phoenix is grown.
Sienna is almost there. She walking. She was walking at like 6 or 7 months. So
I mean, hey, people are gonna be like, whoa, 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 whoa. It's about
yeah.
like eight,
So
eight
I
months, 8 months.
mm-mm.
Even that's fast, but yeah,
That's really. I sent Chantel a message yesterday of someone's video that y'all are friends with. I said her and he and Z are the same like around the same age. I said
yeah,
wasn't Z walking like at 7 months? I'm like, your kids are
yeah,
like bionic babies. Like they
yeah.
really them
But he was
COVID
persistent.
babies.
Zaylen was persistent for sure. He like
He was
borderline at
over
seven
it.
7 months is when he took his
Yeah,
first step. Eight
yeah.
months he was flying, and then Ziena was almost the same thing, but she spent more time crawling. And then like 8 to 9 months is when she really started like just walking. So they're both
They was over. They like this pressure on my
yeah,
knees. I ain't trying to have these black ass knees.
yeah.
So
Hey, real talk, man.
so daddy of three.
What's up? What's up? What you got for me?
I want to know because I've been featuring my dads that have some of the dads are like were divorced, some were like situations and tough crazy custody battles, and I wanted to talk to a daddy that is married, kind of super hands on for the most part. You are when you are at home,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah,
like balancing that crazy work schedule. How like what's that relationship like with you and Chantel? Because some days you're gone for like 12 hours,
yeah,
so
yeah.
like
Or weeks, like
or
I am right now.
like right now you were gone
Yeah.
4 weeks. My foot getting better.
There we go.
You trying to send me to see my kids?
Actually, we could talk about that after. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
We could talk about
Um,
that. She needs all the help.
listen, I it has been a journey for me. Like I love I listen. We'll talk about that later. Anyway, this is
Uh,
about you. So give us the tea.
all right. So basically, I mean, what it's like on a
Yeah,
day-to-day
what is
basis.
life like? Yeah,
I mean, it's a juggling act for sure. It is a juggling act. Right before I came on here with you, I was on FaceTime with them. That's constantly what I do. If I'm not with them,
yeah,
like thank God for technology. I mean, it's the closest thing that we have right now to being able to see each other and communicate. And
yeah,
especially the little kids, like even Phoenix's age. Phoenix is about to be 7. Zaylen, Ziena, they I don't I think this is pretty much extinct to them.
yeah,
They don't even understand what that means. If they
yeah,
pick up the phone, it's like it's FaceTime. They need to see
yeah,
you. Like they respond to that. And like I said, I was on the phone with her right now because there's all this chaos. Things are happening at home, and I'm like, okay. So all right, I'm gonna call this person. I'm gonna take care of this. I'm gonna take care of that. So I'm still, handling things at home at the same time. But Chantel is like right there. She's in it. She's literally hands on with the kids right now, and balancing 3 kids is tough because there's 2 of us, and we're still outnumbered. So you can imagine how crazy. You can imagine how crazy it is if it's just one. So I think she's Wonder Woman. She's Superwoman. She's all that. But it is tough. Even when I'm gone for like 12 hours a day or more, like when I'm actually in the same city, it's
hmm
still tough because she's trying to balance her work life as well. And
right,
it's a lot easier when I'm actually home or on my off days because then boom, all right, you do your thing. I got the kids right now, or we'll try to get sitters to help, especially if we need a date night. It's really all like a juggling act, and it's a lot of
yeah,
communication between me and her as far as setting up like times. Like if I'm not working, we have to coordinate things because she has to go do her thing. I have to do mine. Like if I want to go get a workout in, I have to schedule that or plan that
yeah.
with her. And yeah, it's a lot, man, but it's great. Keeps you on your toes.
Sorry, this the
No,
puppy.
you good. I see.
I
What's
know.
up?
Say hi to your Uncle Jeff.
Say hi.
Say hi, Pax. Hi, Pax. She's in heat, so
Man.
this is it's a lot happening. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All
So
right.
okay, so you're saying like okay, like communication is the key between like keeping
It's key.
everything afloat. And like sometimes, like, is there a sense of frustration sometimes that comes with that
One
from Chantel sometimes?
100%. I'm not gonna lie about it. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
sugarcoat it. There's 100%. It's not all roses. There's
yeah,
definitely a lot of frustration on both sides
yeah,
because we don't necessarily have the freedom that we once had, even when we just had one. Because
yeah,
Phoenix kind of grew up herself for a good like 4 years before we
yeah.
added two more, and they came back to
Also,
back.
you had it was different with Phoenix because you
Yeah,
guys were here, and so
yeah.
it was a rotation happening with Phoenix
That's
too.
that's a big thing when you
Especially that
don't
one now.
have.
I'm still mad about this. When y'all went to Delilah and Drake was DJing, and that was the night I was watching Phoenix. Hot, still hot, still hot.
Yo, how you gonna get hot about that? You were babysitting. What do you want us to do? Me
I
and
was
my
made
wife
y'all
were trying to have a
listen.
date
When
night.
y'all told me that, I said, "You gotta be kidding me."
First of
She,
all, not. You know what? I don't think we knew that though. That was just
I
like
didn't
for the
know.
happen.
Y'all
Yeah,
didn't
we didn't
know.
know.
Yeah, y'all
It
didn't
just.
know until after, but still, I was like, "Oh
I
man."
mean, I was like elbow to elbow with Drizzy Drake. I was like, yo, this is crazy. It was a good night. But what was I saying? I forgot what I was talking about. How
Yeah, how like balancing like the kids, like even when you just had the one.
Well, yeah, yeah. We
Yeah,
don't have that same freedom.
yeah,
Exactly. We don't have that same freedom. So now it's a lot of like, hey, are you going to be able to be here during this time? Can I go and do this? Can I pop out and do that? Because I mean, she wants to, do yoga or something like that, or even if she has to meet someone for business because she's working on her own line, and that's something I can't wait. But it's been quite the journey for her,
yeah,
because she's also when I'm filming, she's technically working around my schedule.
yeah.
I hate to say it, but she really is. So that's why we got a nanny. So we got a nanny that comes Monday through Thursday,
Okay,
and
okay,
but she's there mainly throughout the morning and like the afternoon, so that Chantel can get some work done. And
okay.
then by like 3 or 4, she's usually done. So it doesn't matter if I'm working or not. So at least she gets that time if I am working.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of that, man. There's a lot of that going on. Compromise, communication.
I was gonna say if you got guys had a nanny. We love progressive parents, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah,
because actually one of my other friends that was wanting to come on is a like family guy too, and so we couldn't get it together because the baby was up late and all these different things, and they were
yeah.
going out of town, and so the mom wasn't back, his wife wasn't back, so he was like, "Hey man, I'm gonna be honest with you, don't do this unless you can afford a nanny." And I was like, "That's the plan. That's
What
the plan."
You see, that's the thing though. It's for us. It's mainly because we don't have y'all. We might not have necessarily needed a nanny if we were back in LA with our community, or at least because that's y'all are family, man. We have
Yeah,
family out there. We don't really have anybody in Austin. I'm there for work. Clearly,
right.
I'm making friends with my colleagues, castmates, whatever you want to call them. Those are the homies, and they've actually helped. We do have some of my castmates that have looked after the kids and even crew members, but
Oh
it's not in
wow.
every. Yeah. So they've been amazing, man. But you you don't get that every day. I'm not gonna sit there and be like, hey, can you look after my kids? I got another date night. Like, I can't do
Right,
that too
right.
much. So yeah, it's mainly because we don't have like aunties and uncles and grandma around. My mom comes out as much as possible, but
Yeah,
I wish she could just be here like
all the
all the
time.
time, all the
Yeah,
time.
by the time
You know what I
Jackie
mean?
could probably do that, I'll probably have a kid, and I already called dibs on your mom.
Hey, no,
So,
no, no, no. There's no
oh,
dibs on my
oh, yeah,
mom.
we've
I don't
had
know
a
what you
side
mean,
conversation.
dibs.
No, I called dibs. I was like, Jackie, when it's time for me to have my baby, can you come and stay with me for a while? I'll take care of everything. Your
Well,
mama
well,
said,
well, well, who knows? I don't know. Maybe my kids will be in high school by then. I don't
yeah,
know.
I mean, by that first of all, don't think like that. I'm not trying.
It took you a second.
Listen, I'm not trying to be 50 having a baby. Though Janet Jackson did that,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not trying to be 50 having a baby. I'm trying to at the latest 40.
Okay.
But
All
yeah,
right.
I'm just saying, like it that community. That's interesting. That every episode, that community aspect has come up, and having people to be there for you to offer advice. Like you said, just watch them while you
Yeah,
take a night out on the town. And I think that society has taught us to be that individualistic like mindset so much, and we've kind of lost our way. So I think it's dope that our generation are that, like, we're picking up on how important that is and finding our way back to community. Because, like,
one
me, I
hundred
was
percent.
heartbroken when y'all left. I was like, what am I gonna do?
I know you're
And
doing
boom.
just fine,
I
huh?
mean, yeah, yes, Jeff, if y'all was here, maybe my toe wouldn't be broken. Okay.
I don't get that. How? What? How
I
would your
I
toe not be broken if we were there? How would we,
I don't know. Maybe because the future would have been different. Like,
Okay.
how it would have altered things.
Of
And this
course, yeah. Okay, I get you.
this is my story, and I'm sticking to it.
No doubt, no doubt.
Yeah. So
Man,
but it's like I said, like, because even we have, like, like Maisha and Tom, like, moving back
yeah,
east because they, needing more help
yeah,
with
yeah,
their, with their kid.
yeah,
So, like, I think that's really dope that we are finding our way back to that, because it's so important, and it's especially with us, like, recognizing and identifying like mental health issues too.
yeah.
We need that support and being able to lean on people when we, like, at our highs and our lows.
One hundred
So
percent.
absolutely. So
Man,
3 kids.
yeah, three. Whew, and that's it. That's it. I'm just letting you know that. That's it, man. It's done. It's done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jeff, are you doing things to prevent a fourth from happening? I can't juggle four. Exactly.
Yes. Yes. That's why I said it's done. Okay, it's done. I don't have to elaborate. I'm just saying, hey, I don't
Oh,
know.
snip, snip. That's cool.
I don't know. I'm just saying it's done. Okay.
Okay, somebody got their two tops, or you got your snip, snip.
Listen, we're taking the necessary precautions. That's all I can say.
Okay, all right, that's all that matters. Because I'm like, are you doing things? Because
Yeah.
just like with the Z in the
Hey,
situation, I
listen.
know that I was like, well, dang. So I was like, dang, like, you, girl, and then y'all be giving my Zaylin a hard time, and y'all be
I don't know
forgetting.
what you mean we're giving them a hard time. What is wrong with you?
Y'all be on. I'm like, leave my Zaylin alone. That's my baby.
What?
I love Zaylin. Zaylin, because Zaylin's so funny, like, hockey funny. Like, the way that he expresses himself,
Oh
like,
yeah, he expresses himself all
he
right.
expresses himself. He will roll his eyes. He'll be like, huh.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm like, little man, can
yeah,
you? He is
man.
so funny.
That
All
that
your kids are like that, though. Kind of pretty.
I mean, they all have their own personality. Funny enough, but man, if they upset, they're gonna let you know. All of
Yeah,
them. She's
yeah,
not that. She's not bad. Not that bad. Phoenix is like she's the most calm out of them all. But Zaylin gets hyped. Sienna just took it to another level. That girl, oh my God. She,
really.
oh man, ZZ is she's a lot. That girl's gonna be a problem at an early age, man.
Oh man, and see, Phoenix is so funny because part of Phoenix is inquisitive, but then the other part of Phoenix is just like, just I just love her so much,
I mean,
and
she's
and
a
that's,
socialite. I think
yeah,
she's
she
the one.
is.
She got a little spoiled um, because I mean, she grew up by herself technically,
Yeah,
right? She was the only child for a good amount of years, like 4 or 5, basically around 5
yeah,
years old, where she was by herself. And me and Chantel were in LA at the time, so we're still mingling with all our friends. We're going to restaurants, rooftops, all that. So I feel like Phoenix is such a good socialite. You can tell, like she knows how to
hmm,
like communicate with people. And I don't know. I think it's just watching us or being around other adults. She was
yeah,
around adults more than she was with kids. It's now that we're in Austin that she's really she's got a whole gang of friends because she's going to school. Prior to
right.
that, it was mainly daycare and stuff like that when she was younger. So I feel like that feeds into who she is a little bit because Zalen's the opposite. He was born during the pandemic.
Pandemic,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? So we were just isolated. I mean, it was just me, Chantel, and Phoenix, and him. That's all
Hmm.
he knew. So you could tell also whenever, when the pandemic started to finally mellow out, and we started to like see people, he was a little bit more reserved. He was kind of that
Yeah.
baby that would just kind of like, oh, no, 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 don't hold me, don't touch me, none of that. Now, now,
Hmm.
now it's different. He's cool, but I think that still fed into his who he is a little bit. And then Ziena obviously she's gotten on the other side of the pandemic, so not as much as Phoenix, because we don't have y'all, like we're not going out like that,
Right.
communicating with everybody. We're not rolling with all three of them doing that. We have our people that we know out here in Austin, and we're making friends. We got a dope couple that we met through Phoenix's ballet. That yeah, yeah. Oh, those are our homies, man. It gave us that same vibe that we had when we were back in LA. Because prior to that, I'm making friends through work,
For
and
work, yeah.
other than that, we don't really have another opportunity. It was like making friends through Phoenix's school, and some of those parents were like, I'm like,
Yeah, that sounds like parents at school, parents.
yeah, I was like, I don't know. But this one couple that we befriended through ballet, man, they, same vibes. They would be hanging out with y'all in LA with us, man. Really cool people. And they have a daughter that's around Phoenix's age. Actually, she's younger. She just turned 5. But man,
Okay.
that girl's tall. She's smart. Like she looked like she in the same exact class as Phoenix. She's dope. And then they have an older son as well, so we kick it with them whenever we can, man. And they've
That's
been looking
dope.
out too. They've actually been looking out while I've been here in Canada. They've helped out Chantel. Great
Okay.
couple. So yeah,
That's always so important, making friends. And
yeah.
I know,
Small, but it's a community. That's the
it
start of our
is.
community. There,
It
small, but
is. It
yeah.
is. And and I know that like people, like Drake, like to say, new friends. But I will say the new friends, making new friends, especially in a place like LA, is so important. And when you find your tribe and your village, like you have to, like I think people think about like the concept of friendship and they misconstrue it, right? Like you want
Yeah,
somebody that's going to be able to make deposits into you,
yeah.
like because everything, it sounds crappy, but everything in life is kind of transactional, and it is. And so you have to think about it from this standpoint, like, are people just making withdrawals or are they depositing back into you? So you want your friends to be able to fill your cup too and let it overflow, and you have
Woo.
to give that back to them as well. Which is why I think for us and our friendship, we listen, we probably, I don't think we've ever even really argued. Have you made me mad? Have I made you mad? Probably.
Yeah,
But
that's what
not
friends do.
really. Not
Yeah,
really. Because I've been able, we both been able to talk through stuff.
yeah, yeah.
Um, and just be like, oh, okay, cool. And then that just be it. It's not something that we continuously like bring up over and over again, right? And you want friends like that. And so, and I know for some people it's like a tough space to like navigate, but I think it also um has a lot to do with like how you value yourself. And so
Hmm.
when you value yourself, you're able to reciprocate that to other people. It's just like love, because this is love. So if I don't love me, I ain't gonna know how to treat you.
One hundred
So
percent. Yeah, yeah.
so back to you and navigating this like new space of being a parent of three. How does that feel on you? Like, is it still, do you wake up some days and like, I can't believe I got 3 kids?
Every day, every day. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know when that will stop, but every day I still can't believe I'm a parent of 3. I mean, it happened with each one of
Yeah.
them. Like I think, like when it was just Phoenix, I'm like, man, I'm a dad, and she was like 4 years old. I was still saying it. And then when Zay came along, I'm like, oh man, I got 2 babies. I got 2, and man, it didn't take too long till I had 3. I was like, wow, okay, woo, this is getting pretty serious now. I got
I
3.
was like, I was like, okay, three, I'm overwhelmed.
I
I'm like, what
mean,
what are we doing here?
how do you think I feel? How do you think me and Chantel feel? Sheesh.
Y'all was listen, y'all was projecting and I was catching it.
Oh man, but it's a beautiful thing though, man. It's great. Like obviously, like there's a lot of like frustration, and like it can be draining very draining, and I'm pretty sure Chantel can attest to that, especially right now. But I
Yeah.
mean, there's just these moments that like you live for when you see them all together, just playing and smiling, and everything's cool. When everything's cool, they're happy, they're fed,
Hmm.
they're like, oh, this is great. Other than that, like, when they need stuff or like somebody's crying, somebody fell, or somebody's upset, then obviously that's when the real work comes in. But just to see the joy on their faces, man. For me, actually, having those long days at work, like, and I love my job. I love the people I work with. It's amazing. So every day, even my worst day, is a great day. Like it's
Yeah.
fun because I get to do what I love. And then I think the best thing about Walker is, man, it's a family. Like from the bottom up, like the producers, writers, crew members, and obviously cast. Everybody gels. We've been very fortunate on this show, man. There's no rotten apple, so every day is actually, like I said, a good day. But
Yeah.
still, it's a long day. It's a work day. So
Yeah.
when I'm leaving, sometimes I'm tired, and then I get home, I actually it like touches me right here when they run up to me, you know?
Oh.
Like I can be very drained. And the thing is, like they run up to me with all this energy. And I actually love that, man. Like, even
Oh.
Ziena starts it now. She's the one that's like, Daddy, Daddy, Daddy. And then Zayo come running, Phoenix, like that's the best feeling in the world. And it's like maybe like 5 seconds because they'll hug my leg, they'll hug me, and all right, cool. They run back off and do whatever they're doing. They're playing, but they acknowledge me when I come through the door. And so it's not all the time. Sometimes they're locked in, like especially Phoenix and Zaylin actually. If they're watching a movie or something like that, whatever it is on Disney, they're locked in. I come through the door. Like Zien is the only one that might run over. But if she's sleeping and the other two are just watching TV, it kind of hurts sometimes when they don't run up to me. I'm sitting there, I'm like, hey, I'll even slam the door even extra loud. I'm like, yeah, daddy's home. And they're sitting there like this. I'm like, yo, I need that greeting every single time.
Oh, that's so cute. That's
It's
so cute.
I look forward to that, man. As soon as I get off work, or as soon as I come home in general, it's the best feeling in the world. So those moments, just those small moments, not even anything crazy. Like even Phoenix now, she's in. I told you she's doing ballet. She had a recital on Mother's Day, and man, because she's been doing it for months, and this is something that I know that we knew she wanted to do for a while,
Okay.
dance and all that. She's very, she's a creative soul. So this recital was incredible. Like she was dressed up to the nines, everything, and then like they all come out, and I'm there like front stage. Like our seat was like fairly close, but I busted out the camera and I was like, nah, nah, nah. I'm gonna be that dad. I literally got on my knees, and the floor was hard too. My knees were hurting, but I was like locked in, like zooming in on her, and it was the best feeling ever. And then
Oh, that's
shortly
so
after that,
cute.
like those things, taekwondo. She just got her next belt, and that was the best feeling in the world. Like watching them, and it's an early age. I'm like, man, I can't wait to see all three of them start doing whatever it is, because
Yeah.
I will be that dad on the sidelines, like, yeah, that's my baby. And I don't care if it's ballet. I don't care if it's ballet or tennis or golf, where you're technically supposed to be quiet. I'm there for my child. Come on, let's go. So yeah,
So, what's the dopest thing? Like, so how do you parent them? Because, like, I know each one of them have like different personalities, and we've been talking about that a lot too. Like
mm,
parenting, like the personality. Because where I mean, you're also an only child, so I don't know if you. I feel like don't. Hey, I live my life like I'm an only child. Okay.
I'm about
Uh,
to say, I mean, you ain't an only child.
I'm not, but I sometimes I'm in my own world, and I be like, oh yeah, I got siblings. No, let me stop lying because I bother Janelle so much.
I'm about to
Um,
say, shout out, trying to say
yes.
she an only child.
Hey, listen. Anyway, actually, she's I have to give her Chantel's number because she's going to Austin, and so I was like, oh, Jeff is out of town, so maybe they can coordinate something. Go get some drinks.
Do that, do
Um,
that.
and so like because each kid needs different things, so how is that trying to balance and juggle that?
At this point now, it's like I know their personalities pretty well. And
Yeah.
yeah, you got to handle each one of them differently. Fee is a softer approach. I mean, not just because she's my baby girl, but I think she just requires that a softer
Yeah.
approach for the most part. For me, I think I'm the one that's usually the bad guy, you know. So I tell her
Okay.
like she'll
Of
she'll
course.
she'll she'll turn up when she has to, but I really have like those strict principles from my culture, from
Hmm.
my Haitian culture. Like
Yeah.
it just as soon as we had Phoenix, and then she started like speaking, and I just felt it. I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa! I was like, what'd you say? No, 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 please, thank you, things like
Right.
that. So I can be pretty tough when it comes to just the basics, like your
Yeah.
manners, proper etiquette, things like that. So Phoenix is great though. She's clicked in on that stuff. But Zaylin requires a much tougher approach. He's the
Yeah.
tough child. He's a boy. He's hard headed, man. My boy is stubborn. So sometimes you gotta be a little bit tougher with him, man.
He's Sagittarius. He got it honest.
I mean, tough, but at the same time loving, because as soon as like you speak to him a certain way, or you try to like like, hey, no, that's not right. Like he requires a hug afterwards. Like you can tell, like he needs it, man. You gotta hug him. He's a hugger, man. He needs all that. He needs all the love. And then Zienna's still a baby, so it's
Yeah.
it is what it is with a baby. But I can tell that she's gonna be oh, she's gonna be tough. She's gonna be real tough. This girl
Yeah.
has like her own. They all do. They have their own minds, but obviously, but she wants to do her own thing. Like
Yeah.
I could tell Zaylin and Phoenix are really close right now, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same thing with Zay and Zienna because they're very close in age.
Yeah.
But
I
Zienna,
can see the tug of war over Zay.
yeah,
Like,
but
because
I think so. He's the middle child too. He's the
yeah, he's a
boy. He's the
middle
middle
child, but
child.
they're gonna because they this is my brother. Like, I could see that
Yeah,
happening with
I
them.
don't. But Zienna seems like she's cool doing her own thing. Like but she's very adventurous too. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I think she's a good combination of Phoenix and Zaylin because Zaylin is just a boy. He's very rambunctious. He wants to jump around. He wants to do this. He's falling all over the place. I got to see the difference between a boy and a girl as soon as I had him. The difference
Yeah.
between him and Phoenix. I'm like, what? We didn't go through any of this stuff with Phoenix. She was
Hmm.
like tame in comparison. And then Zienna literally came out and she was a combination of the two. Because yeah, she's the girl, but she's man, I think she's gonna be tough because she's wrestling with Zay. She's pulling
Yo,
Zaylin. She's
Chantel sent me a video, and Zaylin is sitting on like some like
bike.
car.
A
Yeah,
bike,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
and
She's
and
pulling him.
Z is like behind him. This is y'all. I'm not making this up. This is how strong this little baby is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
she's one now, but like she was like 8 months when I got this video, and she's like pushing him. And I'm
She's
like,
pulling him,
hold on,
yeah.
like wait a second. This is
Yeah.
why I say y'all kids are bionic babies, like because they are like
Yeah.
like I was like, wait, Zaylin is too. Like, what's happening? And she's
Yeah.
pushing this
Yeah.
big old boy. Like, this is hilarious. It's so funny to me.
Yeah.
Like, and for the record, y'all know I don't do favors because they all my favorites because they all my god kids. But I was ordained Zaylen's godmama. So they put that baby in my arms, y'all, and I just boo-hooed. And I
You
think
did.
part
You
I
cried. I was
did
like, whoa, what's happening right now?
honestly, Jeff, it was a combination of things.
Mm,
Because knowing that you were working, like, and we're still in the height of like COVID
yeah.
restrictions and all these things. And so knowing that Chantel needed like help. And it was like every time I wanted to go see Chantel or something or whatever it was, I was on quarantine pretty much because I had an inconsiderate coworker. And it got to
Oh
the
yeah.
point where this is how like I was like, I cannot continue to work here if we don't adjust things in the office
Yeah.
because I'm not playing with my safety because somebody wants to go out and get their lashes done and not wear a mask. And they
Yeah.
come back and they're bringing COVID into the office. I can't do that. And so
Hmm.
by that time, I think, yeah, I was getting ready like to transition to move. But I think by this time you were back because it's like New Year's again, like
Yeah.
falling around that time. And now, like Zaylin had been here for like almost a month, and I still hadn't seen him, so I'm like really mad.
Mm.
So yeah, I put that baby in my arms, and I was just like, life. He's so innocent. He doesn't know what lies ahead because the
uh,
people in the world are evil, but we're going to be his safe space.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
It's so
yeah,
true because we think about, like, especially black kids and babies get to be, they got a window. And then as they go out into the world, they are scrutinized, sexualized, and all these different things, and told what they can and cannot do. And so that adds another layer to
yeah,
parenthood that you
yeah.
guys haven't even
We haven't even
embarked
no.
upon, and
That's
hopefully
why
it
I'm
never
like,
had.
no,
And
I think
hopefully,
we clearly will. That's why I think about those moments a lot, man. That clearly they're gonna have to happen at some point, and it makes me think. I'm like, these are the this is the easy part. These
mhm,
years, I mean, it's not easy by no means. I mean, having three kids, changing diapers, and dealing with this, dealing with that. It's never gonna be easy, but I'm like, man, it actually gets harder. Those moments when I have to. I got to talk to all three of them, but when I have to speak to my son about the police, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
About when he's driving, when he's,
yeah,
18 years old or something like that. Because
yeah,
as a black man, I got to tell you, it doesn't matter where I am in this world. I mean, I'm in Canada right now, and I drive, but I tense up anytime a police car comes
yep,
near me. It is what it is. I instantly feel like, did I commit a crime? Like it's going on in my head.
yep,
I'm
yep.
shook. But why is
10 and
that?
2
Because
on the steering wheel.
yeah,
Like,
man, I start putting the music down, all these things, and I'm like, and I've done nothing wrong, clearly, but I mean, it is what it is. That's the world that we live in right now. So I, I, I have to pass that on to my son. I don't want him to, feel shook about it, but it's like, hey, you have to know how to, carry yourself, especially if you
yeah,
get pulled over. I'm like, hey, I talk to them a certain way, man. I'm like, I, it doesn't matter what I did. If I didn't do anything, it's like we have to talk to them a certain way.
yep.
And I'm
And
like, I want to
it's
make sure he
up.
knows that at a young
Yep.
age when he's
Hmm.
18 and like, hey, yo, I'm invincible. I can do whatever. No, you're not, man. So
Yeah.
I
In
don't
our
look
house,
forward
you
to it.
are, but
Yeah,
when you
yeah,
go
yeah,
step
yeah.
out,
But I don't look forward to it. But it is what it is.
yeah,
That's part of parenting, and I think about it all the time when I look at them. I think about it when I look at my girls, and I have to talk to them about their safety, and that's why I want to raise them to be tough, independent women. Like I want them to be able to handle themselves. Because
yeah,
yes, I want to always be there to protect them, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to always be able to do that. I won't always be there to
yeah,
protect them. So I want to make sure that they're good enough to protect themselves. Obviously, Zay, you got your brother there. I want him to protect you as well. But my girls are gonna have hands. They're gonna be able to
yeah,
know how to, I'm just making sure. But yeah, all these things. There's so many different levels to parenting, and you think about it at an early age. I'm already thinking about their college fund, things like that, because
yeah,
we have to.
yeah,
Doesn't matter what occupation you have, you should always think about that.
yeah,
Hopefully I'll be in a position where it's not a big issue,
yeah,
financially, and then also maybe they're all geniuses, they get scholarships, but I always have to prepare just in case, you know. So there's a lot
yeah.
that goes into parenting, man. It's crazy.
It's crazy because I'm not, um, like a parent, but and it's even in my sense, like I think about stuff like that.
Hmm.
Like I remember when my cousin got killed and we were like super close, and I was like, wow, like another black body lost to, like, like violence. And so you think
Yeah,
about stuff like that, it's like, dang, like I don't want to like have a son because, like, those, like, it's one thing, like, girls, I get it, like this sounds really shitty, but like periods, pregnancy,
yeah,
and yes, some of the girls are out here gang banging and doing different things, or involved in things that they should not necessarily be involved in, right? But
yeah,
then it's like the man, it's like so many different factors sometimes, and I'm like, man, like you said, it's like the police thing. It's like so many different realms, and it's tough on all ends, but it's just like, okay, I've created this space of anxiety that should not even exist because it's not even here, and it's probably not even going to happen, and I got to
yeah,
chill out. But those are things that unfortunately we think about. And honestly, I'm gonna say this to the white people that's listening. It's not fair to us because a lot of the things that happen and that we experience in this survival mode that we are in is because of white supremacy, and it's
Mm,
shitty. And I
mm,
was explaining this to a friend. I said, I am tired of living in survival mode. I am
mm.
so tired, and I don't want my kids to have to live like that. But I don't know if that's
Yeah.
something that they would even see in their lifetime, where it's just like chill. Like I was in Marina and Sunday, and I was looking for some cut waters. They had some in the fridge, like on display, but I was like, okay, I want the margarita one. So I'm like looking around. I've never been to this Ralph's, and I'm trying to grab stuff because we're about to go out on the boat. So I'm like looking around, and so this guy comes up, and it's like, "Can I help you?" Like he was like a foreign white guy, and I was like, "Oh yeah, can you help me? I'm just looking for the cut waters." He's like, "Oh, it's over here." I said, "Oh, maybe I walked past it, but it's not there." I was like, "I think it's gonna be." They had like a whole like kind of where it looked like a liquor store. You know how some of the Ralphs are like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm like, I end up finding it, and then I put it in my basket, and then I continue to walk. And as I'm walking around, I'm going to the chip aisle. I just so happen to look, and there he is throughout the entire time as I'm moving through the store. And as I'm checking out, like the lady, the cashier is so nice, the customers are nice because we're talking about my hair color and all these things. And it's a black guy that's bagging me. And I said, yo, you can tell the white guy, Mr. Wannabe Fabio, with his long ponytail, he ain't got to follow every black person that walks in this store. A lot of us have money.
Hmm.
The majority
Hmm.
of us have money. So there's no need for him to, and knowing that our kids will likely have to experience that like freaks me out.
They will. I mean, it's sad to say it, but it's not. It's generational. Like
Yeah.
certain things like that. I mean, I'm not even on that level, but for Phoenix, like this, yeah, she's going to the second grade now, but already in the first grade, she experiences like situations with hair and color because she comes back saying stuff to us. I'm like, what? They're in first. They're like 5 and 6. How are they even like? That's what we experience as as adults. Like, oh, your skin color, your different skin color, or your hair. And I'm not saying that parents are teaching them that, but I I don't. That's weird for them to be teaching them that, but it's so instilled in that culture that is
Hmm.
just like I don't know. The kids like kind of pick up on it, and I'm not saying that they don't know what racism is.
Yeah.
Technically, they're way too young to understand that, but it's like Phoenix experiences that. So you feel singled out in certain moments when they're like, "Oh, your hair is different," or "Oh, can I touch your hair?" Or like but it's up to us as parents because I mean she feels very proud about her hair. Like
Yeah.
Chantel's done an amazing job with that. That's just all Chantel. I give her the credit because like she's read different books and she watches certain series now, which that's some of the growth that I think we have. Like there, we're getting a chance to see more content with you know us out there. Like
Yeah.
she can
Yeah.
see a black girl on a Marvel show or a Marvel series or whatever it may be. So she feels very proudly about her hair, and she likes to call herself a queen. We learned from good friends of ours that live in San Diego. They're basically you know them,
Yeah.
Wendy and Paul. They're like godparents, grandparents, whatever you want to call them. They're amazing. And Wendy, when Phoenix was like maybe I'd say yeah, like 4, like basically 4. And she's in the princess phase. She's been in that since 3. Like oh, princess
Mhm.
this, unicorns, all that. And then Wendy was like, princesses? No, we gotta stop that. In my mind, I'm like, girl's like 3 or 4 years old. Like, yeah, of course she's like, she's the
Yeah.
why? What's wrong with princesses? Like,
Yeah.
that's yeah, she's my little princess. And she's like, no, 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 no. That's a thing that gets instilled in their head. She needs to see herself as like a queen. And I'm like, already? And she's like, yeah, no, the princess thing, cut that out. She doesn't need to, be focused on that. She needs to carry herself a certain way or see herself as a
Yeah.
queen because
Yeah.
they'll be 8, 10 years old still thinking about princesses, but she needs to see herself as a queen. Maybe not right now necessarily, but it's
Yeah.
just
But it,
like
it also instills a certain
it
level
instills
of,
a
like you said,
confidence.
confidence.
Yeah, and it did like because for the past like what 2 years, like she's already like kind of transitioned where she's like she doesn't really care about unicorns anymore. Princesses was way out. She's like I'm a queen. If she sees a tiara, so she carries herself a certain way, and that's why I take her to certain films like Black Panther 2. I was like, man, like to see that on screen.
Yeah.
We didn't get that as children. So I mean,
Yeah.
there's this. I want her to see as much as that of that stuff as possible. Like she just saw the
Right.
Little Mermaid, incredible. I'm like I need her to see all that stuff so that she knows. I'm like, hey, anything is possible. I mean, there's gonna be these things in this world that we have to deal with. I don't think that's ever gonna go away. But I mean, anything is possible. Don't limit yourself. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
can be anything you want to be in this world. You can do anything that you want. Everything
Yep.
else, we'll figure it out. I'll be there to help you out. But yeah, yeah,
That's also it's interesting the conversations that happen or don't happen because we always talk about um like representation and seeing ourselves in certain spaces, and I know growing up in our house, like uh our mama, like we couldn't have white Barbies, like everything was black, like black. I feel like every black household had like, like the African kings and queens and
yeah,
like on
yeah,
their
yeah, yeah.
walls or whatever. And I remember, oh my God, we had this blue Nefertiti, and
Ooh,
we had a blue like ceramic like Nefertiti, and it sat on his trunk. We accidentally broke it, and it was, oh, and my mom, I think Lucretia cried. I think our mama cried because like I can't remember where she got this from. Ultimately, one day my goal is to be able to get that recreated for her. I feel
yeah,
like it's the least that I can do,
mm,
and because I might have been the one to break it because I bumped it, and we wasn't supposed to be in the living room, right?
yeah,
But we think about representation in different conversations, and I remember like super super early on learning like the concept of even colorism and the prejudices that happen amongst our own people, right? So, and
yeah.
like you said, like it's creating that space. My mom is creating a level of confidence because of what it could potentially happen when I step outside of our front door, right?
Right,
And so
right, right.
it's crazy how like even still to this day, because I'm pretty sure the majority of the kids that go to feed school, they don't look like us. I think it's
That's right. That's right.
yeah, they
They
don't
don't.
look like us. And so it's still,
You
and it's
know,
crazy how can I touch your no
I
and
don't get how that happens at
I
such an early age. I'm like, that's actually, to me, you know what's funny? It makes more sense for it to happen at that age. Actually, I don't.
then to
Now
happen,
that I
yes,
think
then
about it,
for it to
as an
happen at
adult,
35. Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, exactly. I don't get why grown adults do that. That doesn't make any sense to me. I like.
And
Can I
I
touch your
don't
hair?
know.
Like, why?
I wonder if I'm not gonna do the study, but I wonder if they can trace that back to black people being in zoos.
Oh, man, that's wow. That's deep.
I know I got deep really quick, but I bet you can trace
Man,
it back to that because that's
because
how
it's almost like we're like I don't know what the word is, but
I know what you're trying to say though.
because when they say it, it's almost like, oh wow, like yeah, yeah, an animal trapped inside a cage. Like you kind of want to touch it or you want to examine it. It's
Yep.
like a foreign creature to you or whatever you want to say. But I
Yeah.
that I again I don't know, but it's interesting when they do that when they pull that
Yeah.
move. It doesn't happen to me, but
Oh yeah.
ain't
It
nobody.
only I think what would happen if you had like on a Shamar Moore wig? Like I'm pretty sure like it would happen in that sense. But for the most part, because I think black women, we switch up our hair, our style like so much. And it
Yeah,
happens so quick. Like
yeah.
put it on a wig. Like so today I went to I had to send my hearing aid off for them to redo the right one. So when I went to the office, I didn't know my main doctor was going to be there because I went to a different location. And so he was like, "Oh shoot, what's you? I didn't expect to see you with blonde hair." But it was one time I
Mm,
came in a wig, and then I had the short black hair. And he's never said, "Can I touch her?" He said, "I didn't even realize that you had that wig on." Like so, he's
yeah.
real cool. He went to school. I think he went to Wash U in St. Louis at one point, so he know what's up.
Okay.
So, but I think that happened. So they are enamored instead of just like admiring what's happening. Like they can't process it, and a lot of people when they go to processing they have to touch it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so and it's a learning technique. I'm like that, like I'm a hands-on learner, but I'm not gonna walk up and touch somebody's hair. So it's like
Uh,
weird, but
that's weird.
I bet they can trace it back to them petting zoos. I'm just
Maybe.
saying. I know I'm crazy, I know. It's like, because that's the
That's
only thing I can
wild.
think of. It's only because I think of like what was the lady that was like 5'2", that was like in the on display like in a freak show, and then they used to like do all these crazy things to her, and then ultimately when she died they like permanently like embalmed her at one point, and they were still
Oh
like
damn,
sending her around so people could like look at her body. And it
damn.
was just that she was like a curvier black woman,
Yeah,
bigger top and bottom heavy and all these different things. But I bet they can. But we're gonna make, we're gonna switch it up and we're gonna make this light.
yeah. Let's do it.
Because
Let's do it.
we're about to wrap up and get out of here. And because
All
I
right.
appreciate you so much for finding the time to come and talk to us. Can you give us a little insight to the project you're working on?
Yeah.
Just a
What can I say about it?
quick
Look for.
synopsis.
I could say. Well, you know what? Yeah, I can. I mean, I can say exactly what it is. It's
Okay.
my first. It's my first Christmas film. I've never done a Christmas film before.
Ooh.
It's a romantic comedy, obviously
Okay.
Christmas film, and I loved it, man. When I read this script, it felt kind of like an old school rom com where you don't get
Okay.
that much nowadays. And it's
No.
it is a Christmas film, but it's mainly about these two characters that clearly they have this journey. They're falling for each other, but it doesn't happen initially. They're button heads, and they're opposites. Technically, they're basically opposites. And these two characters they learn and grow from each other and they become
Mm,
better versions of themselves by the end of the script, which was
okay.
amazing to me. And there's all these other supporting characters that are just like it's an ensemble if you look at it. But these other characters that they have, these cast members are incredible. They're funny. Like every single character that you see on here, you're gonna fall in love with. You know, I mean, they bring something to it, and I think that's part of casting because
Okay.
if it's written on the page, you might just be like, oh, okay, I'm so and so's boyfriend or whatever. Oh, I'm the best friend, but it's not like that. We didn't we're not filming it like that. We're bringing this thing to life, and it's gonna come during the holidays, and it's I believe it's gonna be on the OWN network. So
Okay.
yeah, so look out for that. Christmas of yes.
Yay. That's
Yeah.
so exciting. I'm so happy
Uh,
and proud of you, brother.
all right. Thank you.
Like, I
Appreciate
cannot wait.
it.
Maybe you can get me a ticket to the premiere. That's all I'm saying. Or
I'll
maybe
see
I
what
can
I
go on
can
your
do.
behalf. I can go on your behalf because you might be working. You'll be
Hey,
working,
no,
but
no,
I don't know if
hey,
you'll be
no, no, no.
working.
I'm gonna still make it to it. I'm gonna make it to it. Come
Okay.
on now.
All right. Well,
I'll
maybe I
make
can
it
go
happen.
with you because somebody got to stay with the kids. Sorry, Chantel.
You'd be staying with the kids. You think Chantel's gonna let me do that? Man,
You right.
that woman's been putting in work. Are you kidding me? She's with the
You
kids
right.
now
You
while
right.
I'm here.
It's
She's by
okay.
herself.
We'll call Jackie. We'll call Jackie. Because
Yeah,
I'm like, at least let me go to the after party.
but man, but please look out for that. I'm excited for it because it's something that I can sit down and watch with the fam during
Yeah.
Christmas time. Christmas is a
Yeah.
very special time of the year, and this is something that's kind of like forever. I can always say that I have a Christmas film,
Yeah.
and like I said, I can't wait, man. I'm working with some great people, and we're bringing this story to life as we
And
speak.
everybody loves an amazing Christmas movie. Like
Yeah, yeah,
I can't wait to like watch Love Actually
yeah,
or
yeah,
This
yeah. This
Christmas.
Christmas,
So now I'm
yeah.
gonna have a third one
That's what
to
I'm
watch.
saying.
I'm so
I want.
excited about that.
I wanted something along those lines because I mean, when you read scripts, at least for me, like I can kind of tell nowadays. I'm like, it always depends on like the writers and casting it, obviously, but I'm like, is this too cheesy? Like when I first read this joint, I was like, oh man, this is dope. Because Christmas, certain Christmas movies can be very, you know,
Yeah,
cheesy and corny or whatever. It's
yeah,
oversaturated with the quick Christmas stuff, but
yeah,
this one, this one was great, man. It's really all about these characters and all about the journey that they go through, and it's set during Christmas time, so it's perfect. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah,
That's really dope.
yeah.
Well, we thank you so much for popping in. Tell
Of
everybody
course.
where they can find you on social, though he does not engage as much. I told him to let me run his Twitter, but he won't let me. But it's
Listen,
fine.
man. Yeah, Twitter. I don't use it at all. It's there somewhere. I don't know.
It's
It kind
there.
of still it's still there. But the only thing I do use is Instagram. You can find me JL Pierre, JLPIERRE. But that's about it, man. I go on there. I'll pop in there and I'll throw some pictures of the family. Post a story about I don't know the Patriots or the Celtics. I don't know if
That's all
it's
he
literally
got.
sports,
And you'll see him
sports,
working out.
family.
And he working
Yes,
out.
because people have told me like, "Hey, show them your journey." I'm like, "Ah, fine, I'll do it." So now I do post workout videos and stuff like that, hopefully to inspire others. I'm not trying to flex on nobody. I'm still on a journey myself. There's a lot of things that I want to do in my fitness journey that I'm not even nowhere near right now. So I'm just kind of showing people like, "Oh, this is the beginning." So maybe next year I'm like, "Oh man, I'm doing handstand push-ups without being on the wall. Look at that." But you better look back. You better look back months ago and saw where I started. So it's that kind of thing, man. Definitely
Okay.
not trying to flex on nobody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he don't post. Y'all not gonna get no
Yeah, I'm
pictures
not.
with no shirts off.
Nah, nah,
And
nah,
if
nah.
y'all
None of that.
did, y'all I would repost.
Hey,
I will report it, and then tell you to put it back up after I draw a shirt on you.
I was about to say, yeah, it's maybe I'm good for one or two a year for sure.
Yeah.
I'll give you a good one or two a year.
He don't do it. Don't slide in his DMs because I will beat your ass because don't do it. Yeah,
Hey,
he a nice looking guy, but that's don't. He got a beautiful family, and I love my sister to death. So
yeah,
don't. Uh, and
appreciate that.
he don't post no food plates, nothing. He ain't gonna be in his business. You ain't gonna be able to pop
Nah,
up somewhere that he might be at because he
facts,
proposed 2 months after the event happened.
facts. Exactly, exactly. You know what I
It's
mean?
so true. It's so
Yeah,
true. But yeah, y'all, be sure to like, subscribe, and share the podcast with everybody. I'm trying to get to my 1,000 subscriptions on YouTube. It is tough. I didn't think YouTube
man.
getting followers on YouTube was gonna be this tough. It's tough, but y'all
It's
rocking
tough.
with me, so I appreciate it.
You
I'm
gonna
trying
get
to
there though.
get monetized. I'm trying to stay consistent.
You gonna get there.
So
You're getting there.
we getting
You putting
there.
you
Buy
putting
some
in the.
candles because your girl is Poe. Saint
Yeah,
that
well, I bought candles. You know, I bought candles.
yeah, my first drop, not the newest stuff, the latest stuff. It's
Oh, I
okay.
didn't know. I didn't
Yeah,
know.
it's a whole,
I didn't know.
because you know where you don't be Instagram or checking your phone because I'll be sending you the promo codes. Use
Hey,
code
I
Aquarius
don't
at
check.
checkout.
I don't check for all that stuff. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
you don't because your phone
Yeah,
be dead. Use code
whatever.
Aquarius at checkout on your purchase of $60 or more for a nice surprise, y'all. So we will see y'all back here next week. Peace.
You